How's it going, Blazers? We're going to be having this community to allow for some discussions, to provide some specifications, to provide you something to relate to, so you can have an educated decision on your purchase. So today we're going to be looking at a knife provided by Mr. Blower1. So this is the Stedemon A-01A. So that is the model number for this knife. So that's going to be here. So thank you again for him providing some of these blades for me to actually check out, take a look at. And this one also is still for sale too, so you can pick it up for $86 right now in Blade HQ. It is for $99.99. So also I want to check out, we're going to be trying around playing around with something a little different. So I saw this on the Blue Collar Survival channel, and I think it would be a little bit better for you guys to see the images. So instead of me ruffling around with papers, I'm going to throw it on the screen so you can check out one of the other channels too. So up on this corner, so check out Mr. Joe Bananas 3. So he's going to be one that I just came across through Troy. So he seems to really enjoy his knives, seems to have a good understanding of them as well. So check him out. Throw him a sub if you actually like what he's doing over there. So very new for that channel. So we're going to have some of the things here. So this is a fairly small knife, as you see here, at least in my hand, and then it's kind of almost like a rhino shape as far as the blade. So that's something that's a little interesting when picking it up and handling it for the first time. So for the time sizing, we have the ones here. And we have adult female, then angled position for female, an adult male's hand, and angled position for that. So for all the steels, so this one does have for you is the 204P, so that's denoted here on the blade, the 204P. So that steel is going to be similar to M390, so that's where we'll look at some of the charts here. So you do have for corrosion resistance, it's going to be fairly high on the scale, so it's going to be somewhere around here. And then you have for the steel hardness, it's going to be a little bit down, so it's going to be around this location. You have wear resistance, going to be jump back up to about there. And then for the last one, as far as the edge retention, which is kind of a grouping of all the different portions, it's going to be kind of on the higher end right there as well. So that's some of the things that are different about that. So this one has for our pull, so I do use the Lyman pull gauge, and then for this one I did check that out. So it did have about a 2 pound, 12 ounce pull to actually do the deployment. So about a 2 to 3 is a really comfortable flipping action. This one does have the light switch. The push button you can do, but this knife prefers to be actuated in a light switch pattern other than the push button. Push button is a little bit harder. I did do it before, but really more light switch. So light switch. So the chart itself, so this one in pocket is going to be, it actually does have a carbon fiber pocket clip as well. So you'll see how this sits in the knife roll here as well. This one's about 3.52 ounces. So we're going to do a verification on that weight. So we're going to look at the weight on that. So verification. So it should be about 3.5 ounces, which is spot on for that. So this has about a 2.5 inch blade and about a 4-inch handle. And then as far as the knife goes, it's actually fairly sharp. So we do have about a sharpness test, and so it did come out to about 181 grams, which is fairly good in comparison. So that's going to be actually into that utility knife edge or razor blade edge for the knife. Some of these other knives aren't actually the same price point, but they're just a comparison so you can know what this knife looks like. So the Kershaw Skyline there. Here's also the Tangram Vector, well-known Kaiser Dukes, and you do have the Rat number 2 that's going to be the comparisons on those. So for this knife, again, it's $99.99. It has a retail value of nearly $200 for the Stedemon knife. So this one is a used but not used knife. So you can pick it up for $86. So send it over to Mr. Blower1, Mr. Blower at gmail.com, and then you can work out the sale on that, and I'll send it off to you. But as far as the buy, borrow, or avoid for this knife, I would definitely borrow it. I do appreciate being able to experience the knife, but if I had purchased this knife, I would have had buyer's remorse, and then I would have wanted to then sell it off or just stick in a drawer somewhere. So for me, this isn't the one that I like, but a lot of the details, I mean, the carbon fiber inlays on the handle, this very large lanyard hole for it kind of looks like a bottle cap, also for the pivot. So that's kind of an interesting one. And then out of all the different knives, I mean, my wife isn't really into knives as well, but she actually did prefer this blade and this styling over some of the other ones that I do have. So that was kind of an interesting thing for that. So thank you very much. Now let me know in your comments down below as far as what you think, and what do you think about also the format, so throwing the pictures up more in a digital instead of bringing out a piece of paper. And thanks for your time.